Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. We are back with episode 21 of our Season 3 for Medieval Dynasty on the new map. Today we're going to be starting off by trying to get off Pete, because it wouldn't let us off at the end of last episode. Then we're going to try to finish building the house that we got started. Then we're going to work on building up the village a little bit more, and seeing if we can't recruit some more villagers, and maybe check out some quests in between, just to see if we can keep our Dynasty points going up for more recruiting. And to give the villagers some time to get us some materials for building. So, if you guys learn anything useful today, or if you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, let's go ahead and load in. I also really hope we can get off Pete. I'm a little worried about this. Hey, Nom, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm doing quite well, Autumn. Thank you. Alright, Pete, you gonna let us off? Hey, hey! Alright. Oh. Nope, too far away. Alright, let's get this house up, and then we'll probably sleep. Did we change the fields over to, cabbage? We did. Nope. House can only have one door. Got your eyes dilated today? Oh, man. Yeah, that's not fun. I don't blame you in the least, Quirky. I'm light sensitive normally, so every time I get my eyes dilated, it's absolute nightmarish. That's one of the downsides to having blue eyes. We are quite often more light sensitive than your average Joe. Yeah, the lack of melanin in the eyes of blue people is what causes the blue color. But you're sensitive to everything, being a blue-eyed fair-skinned ginger. Fair enough. Yeah, the lack of melanin in people with lighter colored eyes, but particularly blue, that's what causes the blue hue. And it also means that there is less absorption of light coming into the eye, which means that most people with blue eyes are light sensitive. They have slightly better night vision than normal people, but they are also very light sensitive because of it. I think most of us are in the US. I know Alex is not, and I know Stesso is not. I can't for the life of me remember where Alex said he was from. But I know Stesso's in Sweden.
How do you do?
Oh, welcome. Everybody's welcome here. I can tell. Is there something you'd like to speak to me about? Am I right? Very observant of you. I need some assistance with a delicate matter. You've won the trust of our people. We regard you as someone incredibly helpful and accommodating. That's more than enough for me to trust you with this important task. Always willing to help? I knew you'd live up to your reputation. This caused many sleepless nights. Believe me, living in Astoria, there's rarely any reason to worry. Our village's elections for the new warden are planned to be held soon. I myself serve as master of ceremonies. Who cares that everything goes according to plan? The event will be significant since for the first time there are 2 candidates for the seat. Isn't that what elections are all about? A circumstance like this has never happened in my lifetime. It already arouses great interest amongst the villagers, and my own excitement is no different from theirs. There's just one tiny problem that hinders our preparations. Just tell me what you want, man. I would want to explain the specifics in a more secluded place. I'm already excited. Why? Why? Just tell me here. Oh, you're in Indiana. I lived in Columbus, Indiana for a year back in the late 90s. Four kids, 8 cats, a dog, and a husband. Poor Autumn, that's a house full of things. I bet they run you ragged. You were in Florida then? Fair enough. I spent very little time in Florida. I think we were only there for about 3 months.
Hello there. Have a nice day.
What does he want? Oh, it wants me to talk to this guy. I talked with your brother. He wanted to see me. Ah, I can see Bronimir completed his task flawlessly. My younger brother was to find a suitable person who could solve our problem, which has been a real thorn in our side recently. As the warden of this village, I thank you for answering our call. This island is Misladar's home and hermitage. The young fisherman is my unexpected rival in the upcoming elections. The thing is, the man went missing some time ago. He'd been acting strangely, often leaving our settlement, until he vanished completely. Our rules state that voting cannot be held if any of the candidates are unavailable. Only when he's found alive or confirmed dead will we be able to continue with our ceremony. This is why I need somebody with a fresh look and a sober mind. What about the villagers? Aren't they able to help? You see, I can't count on locals. They're busy with their own chores, and believe me, this village's atmosphere doesn't encourage them to be more productive than they need to be. Besides, an outsider will surely be more observant and spot things that we might omit. He's the guy in the cave, isn't he? They help keep you sane. You'd be bored to death without them. Fair enough. I know I love my cats dearly. I had two. I lost one in the end of June, early July. You probably drive them crazy. Fair enough. I'm sure you'll leave no stone unturned. The island must be scoured for answers. I need to learn what Misladar was up to. Can I count on you? I can look around for some clues. I have a sneaking suspicion he's the corpse we found in the corpse cave. Pile of wood. Check. Large pile of firewood behind the fisherman's house. Would be hard not to notice even for the most absent-minded individual. You realize there's more than enough to keep him warm for the whole winter, if not longer. It looks as if he was preparing for a siege of some kind. It's puzzling for you since the village is known to be a very peaceful and serene place. The scene looks as if the fisherman was afraid of getting stranded on his island. Oh, are they going to blow up the bridge? Yeah, he was my little buddy. Like, I love my female cat dearly as well, but my male was my little buddy. You come across strange-looking stones, most of which are gathered in large baskets. Some lay around on a wooden pier. The stone is green, with a patchy structure and sharp edges. The visible pickaxe markings on the rock fragments indicate that they were taken from a bigger nugget. There aren't any rocks of this color or properties nearby. They must have been brought here from another place. You assume that these are the voting stones. Some of these stones have already been carved, because of course they have. The symbol of a fish is clearly visible. Judging by the mess around, somebody hastily quit the job and left it as is. You also notice the number of the voting stones clearly surpasses the number of the villagers. Someone must have been obsessed with finding perfect stones. Fantastic. You had 22 at one point. Many died of old age or sickness. Fair enough. I had a cat that lived to be 22. We got her when I was a little kid. Like, I was basically raised with the cat. I had to rub her belly to get her to pee. When we got her, she hadn't opened her eyes yet. And I raised her up from the time she was a baby kitten. She lived to be 22. That was super nice.
Oh, it's you again.
Although, I have to say that the longer they live, the longer they're with you, the harder it is when they go. Everyone has a voice here. Okay, if that's not what I wanted.
Care.
Oh, weapon collection. I don't want to steal it, I want to check it. There we go. Wooden barrels and a chest stand right in front of you. Some of them are tightly closed. You can't see what's inside from any angle. Peek inside, see what's underneath the lid. Some are already tightly and meticulously filled with sharp arrows and bolts. It seems that the arming has not just been finished since there was still some space in the barrels. You wonder why a fisherman would arm himself like that. Maybe he's made some enemies nearby recently. You lived in a place where people would dump unwanted cats. You could adopt and tame them all. Fair enough. My aunt took in a stray not too long ago. She found her in her woodpile and took her in. She's been doing pretty well. But my aunt runs basically a tiny farm. She's got some goats, she's got some chickens, etc. You notice a heap of bundles, baskets, and packets. The smell so intense it irritates your nose. You start to gasp air through your mouth, but it's no different. The awful scent is all over your tongue. You inhale the scent, but give it up after a while. There's no point in tormenting yourself anymore. The containers are filled with various types of food, like dried meat, vegetables, fish, fruits. The latter dominate the collection. Most of them are already spoiled. Lovely. You notice this amount of food could feed a small army, but someone left it unattended. What was he gearing up for, a siege? I looked around the island. What did you learn? It seems that he's gathering resources related to survival. I saw that he was gathering a sizable arsenal of weapons. Does he have enemies? Maybe his odd behavior is related to these green stones. Those damn green rocks again. Who knows what was going through his head when he brought us his own voting stones. We've never had to choose between more than one candidate. Why mess with something that works fine? I hear from people they can't sleep, work, or that they even lose their appetite because they can't decide who to vote for. He was gathering survival stuff. The young man was always a bit odd. He had a tendency to go to extremes whenever he finds a new job or occupation, forgetting about the real world around him. This time he took it too far, almost like he's expecting a deadly plague to come and decimate us. We've no shortage of supplies, our people are properly nourished, and the houses are always warm. We evenly distribute food and firewood. I'm not sure why he would decide to abandon that practice. And weapons. That's nonsense. We're a peaceful community. I have no quarrel with anyone. Besides, there is nothing valuable in our settlement. We produce only as much as we need to consume. Why would we bother doing more anyway? Astoya is not attractive for any looters, so I'm confident we're safe. That's all I learned. I need to bring harmony to our society again. There's some concern that something bad is about to happen. We can't have people questioning our customs and way of life. I've even heard that it was I who was responsible for his disappearance out of fear of losing the title. That's bollocks. I'd never do that. Don't bother with rumors. People talk nonsense all the time. You're right. I'm sorry for losing my temper for a while. I'm worried that in these circumstances, not everyone will be honest with me. That's where I need you. Speak with his neighbors. If someone has seen anything, it must have been one of them. Bring the man or any trace of him back. Do what can be done. No promises. Don't worry, I'll do my best to help. Yeah, 28. Well, 20 acres requires a lot of care, though. As we had an acre and a half when I lived in Montana, and that was almost too much to keep up with on top of work and everything else. How do you do? I wonder if you know anything about Mysildar's disappearance. Did you notice anything suspicious? Ah yes, the fisherman seemed to be acting a bit strange lately. He's known to get caught up in his chores and bring them to the next level. Just like his fishing. Once he decided to become a builder and constructed a storage on his island. Then he tried to cultivate his small plot of land. Oh my god, it sounds like us.
Piastowia's too crowded.
The thing is, he always limited his activity to his little islet. You know, he's really a reclusive type, so I was taken aback when not long ago he started leaving his hermitage, and even the village for longer periods of time. The young man started to bring various types of resources to his place. He turned into a crazy hoarder. I've just seen the heaps of materials, so it's a lot of hefting. It started just before he offered his name for the elections. When the shock and uproar regarding his decision died down, he started gaining followers. I'm not surprised, since anyone who proposes to do anything in this sluggish and lazy village gains attention and recognition right away. Never take action if someone else could take it on your behalf. That's the way of life here. I think he's got the chance to win with his diligence if he's back. I don't know much because I rarely leave my pier, but he often passes my place. He then usually vanishes between Ludomir's house and the bridge. May have gone south. It's more than I expected. I'm looking into Mysildar's disappearance. You noticed anything strange about your neighbor? Don't even get me started on this weirdo. His bad influence made my husband lose his mind. He and the lost fisherman weren't best friends, but working as a storage caretaker, my husband used to chat with him from time to time. You know what they were talking about? Since the fisherman started acting odd, He was repeatedly banging on about some bandit threat. He's useless now. Oh, how I miss the time when my husband was no talker and no bold thinker. He's so annoying now that I can barely stand his company. Ouch. Please don't bring it up with him under any circumstances. He's just calmed down. I don't know about his whereabouts, but we started spotting green stones laying along south of the river. Maybe you could start there. Thanks for your tip. That was harsh. Probably honest, but still harsh. Oh, it's pretty back here. I like that bridge. Oh, hello, cave. With peoples that aren't bandits. Now you guys have kind of a sweet gig here, don't you? Let's see where this goes. I love exploring. This new map is just rife with little rabbit holes like this to go down. Oh, secret entrance, eh? Under the waterfall. They always hide it behind the waterfall. Every time. Where are we? Okay. Okay. Well, that was neat. I don't know if these jokers know anything or not. I don't think it's time to talk to them yet, though. Our quest still has us going over there. Okay. Well, that's not weird or creepy in any way. What kind of animal are you? Excuse me? I'm clearly not an animal. I'm a duck. The fluffiest lamb the world has ever witnessed. Yes. Silence! You know damn right that lambs have no right to speak. Leave at once. Oh, man. Hang on a second. I'm looking for a fisherman named Misladar. Yes, I believe that's what my flesh was once called. How high are you, dude? What do you want from it? Your fellow villagers are looking for you. Your elections can't be held without your presence. I haven't forgotten about them. I'm in constant preparations. Can't you see? I'm seeking the aid of my forefathers. They speak to me. Speak to me through the wind and leaves, through muzzles and snouts. We're all connected and bound by destiny. Here, grab some blackberries and listen. They help make their voices louder. Pass. These are not blackberries. These are deadly nightshade. They're poisonous. Fantastic. So now we know what he's on. Nonsense. Just look at my furry family. Can't you see how calm and happy they are? Do they look to you like poisoned? No, they don't. It's the ancestors' magical love coursing through our veins. They're not calm and happy, but sick and dazed. End this madness and come with me to the village. No, that's not going to happen as long as those monsters are still on the loose. I couldn't get past their camp unnoticed. Their eyes glowed in the dark and their shrieking laughs crumbled stone. I now see them even with my eyes closed. Oh, how I wish they went away. You mean those people over there? I'll ask them politely to let us through. That's foolish. You won't come back. But I'll bring some berries to your funeral. Alright. He thinks he's Pocahontas, right? Is there a Polish equivalent of a vision quest? I'm not certain on that. I don't actually know very much about Polish culture. Hey, dude. You stomp like a Wyson. Don't be so loud. You'll scare away all the wildlife. I have a matter to discuss with your group. What seems to be the problem? Could you move your camp? My friend who lives nearby is frightened by your presence. And why should we do you any favors, stranger? Don't tell me you came here on this crazy hermit's behalf. What did he offer you? Fortune telling from fish bowels? Give yourself a break. We're fine where we are and not going anywhere. Actually, he offered me poisonous berries. But that's a whole nother story. The hermits, as you call him, companions, are getting uneasy. I wouldn't tease them if I were you. What? Wait, are you talking about those beasts next to the waterfall? They're unlike anything I've ever seen. It's not natural. Wild game should be afraid of people. They must be sick or something. Tell your animal whisperer we'll be gone shortly. We don't want anything to do with this. Wise decision. Do you have a toothache? Is that what what are you doing here? You trying to blow me up with your mind, or what's... Alright, that's boring. We didn't unlock poison, we just got plenty of nightshade. Alright, there's no more nightshade on this island, so get your ass back home. You're back in one piece. You don't have to worry about the hunters, I mean the monsters anymore. My return path to the village has been cleared. Thank you, kind ghost. Now give me a moment, I need to learn what to do next. It's different than usual. What are you doing? Your neighbors are expecting you back in the village. I can't understand what they're saying. I need more time. Be honest with me for a while. Are you insane or just plain stupid? Oh my, what a bummer. I always have the same problem when I try to chat with my porridge. The spirits of the waterfall sometimes speak in riddles. Did they really create this settlement to help outcasts, or were they exiles themselves? I need more answers. I need to know what my ancestors' motivation. Where are my berries when I need them? I took them all. There are none left. Go home. I already told you that they aren't berries. You're useless in this state. I have to find a way to detoxify you. Can't we just hit him over the head with a cudgel and drag him back home? I feel like that would be the easiest way to do this. Alright, so at least we can get the full built. But we don't have anybody to man it yet, so I don't know that we really want to put any animals in it. I feel like that might be harmful. And I want it over here so that we don't have to run all the way to the other village to care for the sheepies. And one of my friends said that he was going to... He had an interesting name. If he ever had a daughter, that he was going to name her. And he was going to name her Splugorth. And he said the reason he was going to name his daughter Splugorth is it doesn't matter how attractive she is, no man wants to date a woman named Splugorth. So he wouldn't have to worry about it. Okay, our little outpost there actually looks pretty good from this side of the river. You gotta cut it short tonight? Yeah. Have a good weekend, Autumn. As a heads up, while everybody's still here, we are not going to be having a stream tomorrow. I'm actually going out of town to visit some family. So, we will not be having another stream until Monday, unfortunately. Just as a heads up. I do intend to get today's episode edited and everything in the morning so that that'll be out, but I don't know if I'll be able to do anything else or not. I do know that I will not be home to do the stream, and I don't want to lug my entire PC out of town and say, hey, can I borrow some internet for 2 hours while I'm down there? Alrighty, we'll see you Monday. Have a good weekend, Autumn. Okay, so we can take this one. I'm trying to leave trees for looks. So we don't often do that. Usually we clear cut the area we want to build just for the space, but I feel like this time I want to try and be a little bit more conservative with our trees. I actually plan on putting our markets over here. We put our markets in line with this, going this way. I think that could be nice. We try to work around trees as much as possible. Well, if you notice back here, I actually left quite a few of them in, including the maple that I really like. But we left this little birch in there. And we left another birch in up there. Like, we left them some trees in here for some shade for the animals. Just more than I usually do. But I want to not just clear cut out here. I want to try to leave some of these down here for a view. I didn't want any blocking our view from our house, which they're not. We took care of those trees. But the ones over here, like, I don't really care about their view. But I I'd like to leave these here so that we have some semblance of decor and naturalism going on. Really is coming along nicely, though. I'm very happy with how this looks. It's a little different than we normally do, which is always a good thing. Well, maybe not always a good thing, but it's a good thing in this particular case. I'm trying to expand our horizons a little bit and be more decorative than we normally are. At least that's the goal. We'll see how it turns out. We were starting to branch out into it a little bit in Season 2, towards the end there. We had quite a bit that we were doing.
Is there any weightlifting competition I don't know about?
It's working. Aw, thank you. And that'll leave us with a remainder of 4. I really, really, really like the cobbled look better than the insulated look. It's just really hard to argue with results. The reduced usage of firewood and the increased happiness that you get out of it makes it to where you almost have to. But I really like the way these look better. I figure, compared to the two, I feel like the texture, this has more texture to it, makes it more interesting. We built a queue for the only porta potty in town. Because I'm sorry, but if you have a whole village full of people and you only have one porta-john, there's going to be a line. So we built a queue, complete with an area for them to get out of it. Who will help me resolve my doubts? Here, take some of that. Should help answer all your questions, trust me. Splendid, where did you get such miraculous stuff? Why does it taste so awful? You want to poison me? Wait, who are you? I'm the ghost of your deceased sister. I came to guide you. I mean you no harm. I was sent to track you down. Track me down? How much time has passed? Enough to be declared missing in Astoria. How'd you end up here in the first place? One day I decided to go fishing up the river and was ambushed by a pack of bandits. They were so close to our village, I managed to run towards the nearest cave, which brought me to this small hollow in the waterfall. It not only gave me refuge from the attackers, but there was something else here. I grew to like the place very quickly. It's just some rocks and a murky puddle. No, it really is pretty here. I agree, it's beautiful scenery. There were delicious fish, the calming sound of water, also these strange berries. All of a sudden the surrounding nature started speaking to me through the voices of my ancestors. I sat there and listened until one day they told me to walk. They've guided me to the same cave that saved my life. I stumbled upon those interesting green stones there. There must have been a sign. The voices were telling me to take part in the upcoming elections. The elections! Has the voting already taken place? That's why I'm here. They can't go on without you, or at least the evidence of your dead body. I almost screwed everything up. Astoria needs me. Everyone there neglects the possibility of being looted by bandits. I wanted to change that. I felt obligated since it's my ancestors who built the first house in the settlement. Wow! I didn't realize his family was the first. Some say one of my ancestors came here because he despised the people of his own village. He didn't share their love of hard labor and the constant chase after wild game. The man chose the islet for his home, built a shack, and began fishing. Everything he needed was within arm's reach. Soon the founder began to have his first followers. Outcasts, orphans, runaways, and wanderers were all welcome to start over in a place where no one would be bothered by anyone. I believe that our village didn't come into being by chance. I wanted to learn that my forefather was more than just a reclusive grump. Ultimately, I got lost in my own thoughts. You won't learn anything new from eating poison berries. You can try these suspicious fruits again when your village is safe. Now's not the time. Yes, it was a never-ending spiral towards my end. The voices helped me explore my history, but they faded every time I came back to Astoria. I needed more berries. It's good to see you back on track. Don't waste any more time. Inform the master of the ceremony or whoever is concerned that I'm alive and will return as soon as I get better. Sure, I'll send him a raven. No problem. I love delivering messages from neighborhood to neighborhood, because shouting doesn't exist, right? I want to murder your friends and skin them. You know what? We have to try this. We have to. Nope. They always hide the secrets behind the waterfall. I thought for sure. That's all one big rock face, isn't it? Yep. Disappointing. At least we can actually drink directly from the waterfall. That's kind of cool. I also really want to steal this backpack. Oh, I can! That's mine now. Hi! Wow, that waterfall was surprisingly loud. You don't really notice until you get away from it. Greetings, I found the missing fisherman. He should return to the village shortly. So he's still alive. That's surprising, to be honest, but why isn't he here then? I don't like this one bit. I have a feeling this charlatan is trying to dupe all of us. I bet he planned all of this from the beginning. Make a commotion, then disappear into thin air to get even more attention. Where did you manage to find him? Getting well at a barber surgeon's house. He was attacked by some bandits and now he's in need of medical attention. He was getting awarded a prize from the Castellan to be to the best soon-to-be warden fisherman in the realm. Near the waterfall south of here, he was doped out of his mind on Nightshade, talking with wild animals and afraid of his own shadow. He went into solitude to contemplate about the growing bandit problem. Soon he'll make his... No, we're going to tell the truth. That sounds so immensely absurd and stupid that I simply know you must be telling the truth. I appreciate that. I want to immediately forget all this nonsense, but I appreciate it. As for your help, many thanks. You performed your job well. Come see us when the elections begin. There's a lot of preparations to be made. Take care and be well. We did not even get reputation for that. Ugh. You guys are so stingy. I don't think they are, Melody. Most of the ones, at least the story quests that we've encountered, aren't. Like, we got no kind of a timer over here. Side quests, maybe? I don't know, do we have any? I think they've all disappeared. Some of the side quests are, like, the ones that you pick up from the board. But as far as these ones, the ones where you talk to somebody with a yellow exclamation, I don't think so. To be completely honest, I'm kind of glad they got away from that. I've never liked time crunches in video games. It drives me nuts. It adds way too much stress for me. Even the ones that are super generous, like when you play, if you play Icarus, you have 30 days to finish a map if you do the challenge missions, and it drives me nuts. Even though most of the missions are only like an hour or 2 hours long, seeing that 30-day timer makes me feel like I need to finish it that session. I'm always worried that if I don't, I'll lose my stuff. We're not getting any planks either. What the hell's going on here? We're not getting any manure? Did they break the game? This has been like a whole game day and we haven't gotten shit. They're using some of them, but we're producing way more than we're using. If you look here, they're using 45, 46-ish. He's harvesting 46. And then you've got 87 coming out of here and 42 coming out of here. But we're not getting any of our manure either from our pigsty. We should be getting 26 manure a day, and we're still at the 1 manure that's in here. Or whatever. 3 manure, something like that. 2. So where the hell's that? They're not making the planks. They're not grabbing the sticks. We're not anywhere near being full. We have 12,000 available, and we're only using 2,600. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's almost 8 o'clock. We're probably not going to bother with a reboot. We'll just save and quit. But this is the second major bug that we've had. As at the end of last episode, we were stuck on Pete. We couldn't dismount. And saving and loading allowed us to dismount at the beginning of this episode, but now we're having issues with this. I'll have to check their Discord and see if we're the only ones having this problem. I'm hoping it's just a bizarre bug that we had for the episode and not a problem that they broke something. That's my hope. But that explains why we weren't getting any more logs for our building, which is unfortunate. Because that was the whole reason we were requesting in the first place, was to get enough logs to finish off some stuff. We'll look into that. But, well, it is 7:55. Normally we would keep going for 5 more minutes, but we don't have any materials. So, yeah, it's got to be a bug of some sort. I'm just hoping it resolves itself, or if they broke something that they patch it. Because it was fine Wednesday, so have we even had an update since then? I don't think so. Honestly, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I love this view, though. This was a grand place to start a village. Alright, well, yeah, unfortunately, guys, there will not be a stream tomorrow. I am going out of town to go visit some family, so that's exciting. I am feeling quite a bit better than I was. I'm still a little rough, but it's not near as bad as it was. I also like that when I mute the new mic to cough, you guys don't get that weird click that you used to get with the old mic every time I muted, so that's nice. But, yeah, well, we did get quite a bit done. We got some buildings built, we got some new villagers. Hopefully we can get more buildings built. We still need like 6 more producers and some extra, farmers. But, we're well on our way. We're well on our way to making an honest go of this, and, we're starting to get some quests done. We're starting to build up some points, which is awesome. But if you guys learned anything useful today, or if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all again on Monday. Thanks for hanging out, guys.